Our next and final award is one that was recently renamed from the Justin Chappell Memorial Award to the Ben Spangenberg and Justin Chappell Memorial Award following the recent passing of Respectability team member, colleague, and friend, Ben Spangenberg. Ben was part of a Respectability's team since 2015, and from 2017 until his passing, served as the senior manager of Respectability's National Leadership Program. Under his mentorship, more than 200 fellows graduated from the program, going on to careers in disability advocacy, on Capitol Hill, in philanthropy, and many other sectors. Ben and Justin were life partners, marrying in 2015 after marriage rights were extended to same-sex couples in all 50 states. Together, they advanced Respectability's democracy and civic engagement work, including spending several weeks in Iowa and New Hampshire, interviewing presidential candidates in 2016. The award honors Ben Spangenberg and Justin Chappell as life partners who devoted their life together to disability and human rights. Now, here to present this year's Ben Spangenberg and Justin Chappell Memorial Award is a very special guest, Ben's sister, who is also representing a larger group of Ben's family who are here this evening. Please join me on stage, Heather McCoy Thomas.
Last Friday, I walked out into the field that surrounds our house to visit the place where my brother Ben is buried. Up until that point, I was numb and in complete shock at the abrupt way that Ben left this earthly plane. But that day was different. I was relaxed and open, and I called out from my heart to his. I wanted a connection with him. The silence was potent, the yearning sincere. No sooner did I ask than a hummingbird flew so close to my face that I could feel the wind tickling my cheeks from beneath its mighty little wings, and the unmistakable low vibrational hum of that ebullient creature. I smiled. I felt warmth spread from my heart through my neck and scalp and down my arms into my belly, into my legs, and even into my toes. All at once, I felt Ben's essence, distinct from his form. And I was filled with the understanding that his essence was a continuance. I was 18 years old when Ben was born, and as such, never expected to have a baby brother. Where did he come from? And where did he go? Ben was an extraordinary child. He was smart and funny, and as he grew into a young man, his remarkable presence conveyed what we all came to know as Benly wisdom. He mentored and advocated and made connections throughout the disability community. What I understood that day at Ben's grave was his essence was part of a continuing consciousness. He had an innate understanding of values such as dignity and worth. Though he did not invent human values, throughout his life, Ben sustained human values. And in doing so, he empowered people to find their caliber, hone their skills, and shine their light on the world. We are here tonight celebrating 10 years of respectability. I am a witness to the way in which the culture of this organization provides a structure for changing attitudes, developing leaders, and advancing opportunities that are illustrated by a 9% gain over a decade in employment rates for people with disabilities. That is something worth celebrating. I'm honored to be a part of the extended respectability family, because what stands out in this family is integrity. I'm here tonight to present the 2023 Ben Spangenberg Justin Chappell Memorial Award, which recognizes and honors a former or current fellow of the Respectability's National Leadership Program, and is for someone who demonstrates a strong commitment to the advancement of the disability community in policy, entertainment, or philanthropy. This year's award goes to Elizabeth Kim. Elizabeth was a Respectability Entertainment and News Media Fellow for the Spring 2023 cohort. Previously, she was an early member of the executive team that started the Asian Americans with Disability Initiative, the AADI. As Director of Outreach and Chair of the Board of Directors, Kim was instrumental in acquiring official 501c3 status in 2021, helping ensure AADI's long-term success. Before joining AADI, Kim founded a disability advocacy organization at the University of Pennsylvania, where she also graduated magna cum laude. Elizabeth, as a recipient of this year's Justin Chappell Ben Spangenberg Memorial Award, you are the continuance. As the continuance, may you feel the support of the people who came before you. May you draw strength from the people around you. And may you evolve disability advocacy with your own unique and beautiful contribution. Congratulations, Elizabeth.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here tonight. I want to thank the award committee for the honor of receiving the Spangenberg Chappell Memorial Award in memory of their legacy. Though I never met Justin, I heard stories about him from Ben throughout my fellowship. It's clear Justin was a lovely friend and a fierce advocate. I also wouldn't be here without Ben, who empowered me to dream bigger for myself, personally and professionally. He poured so much into each fellow because he cared deeply and widely, and that left a mark on us all. Writing this speech was tough because I never imagined calling myself a disability advocate, let alone receiving an award for it. I want to share some reflections I had recently and what it means to be a disabled person of color. This past summer, I volunteered at a 3-day, 2-night camp for disabled Korean American children and their families. Each volunteer was assigned a camper. Mine was a deaf 10-year-old girl with autism who wears cochlear implants and is nonverbal. Her parents are immigrants and communicate with her using a mix of sign language, Korean, and English. By the end of day 2, my camper was exhausted. She removed her cochlear implants during one activity and refused to wear them. Her mom tried more than 5 times to put them back on, but she swatted them away, growing more frustrated with each attempt. Eventually, she took one of the devices in her hands and ripped the headpiece from the cord. I suspected my camper felt a painful pressure building up around her implant sites, which I also experienced too as a fellow deaf person. To compensate for listening fatigue, I take my processors off for at least 2 hours each day. But the mother didn't know. She thought her daughter was just acting disobedient. I wasn't sure if it was my place to say something to the mom because she's trying her best. She's learning a third language, trying to understand her daughter, and grappling with her own fears and prejudices as a young parent. It's tough shouldering this responsibility when you live in a community so focused on growing roots in a foreign home that they don't have the capacity to unpack deep-seated ableism. I can only imagine how lonely my mom felt raising me and my brother, who has ADHD, with little to no support from her community. She must have felt so much pressure to live up to other people's expectations and prove herself as a mother. How would my camper be different if given proper support? How would I be different if given proper support? Acceptance, encouragement, empathy, all felt absent or lacking in a household beset by trauma. I tried to seek that acceptance from my community, only to be met with empty eyes and silent stares. You can get all the financial support you need, all the prestige you didn't ask for, and still feel like an orphan wondering how you got here. When you're forced to turn to yourself, you need an example to follow. That's what we look for in media, that's why we need representation, and that's why we share stories. So thank you to Respectability for taking a chance on me. Because of the fellowship, I gained exposure to the entertainment industry and made direct impact through some exciting projects. The biggest highlight was meeting other disabled creatives and professionals who are some of the most generous, compassionate, and driven people I've ever met. Driven to achieve their personal goals and fight for disability rights. It's such a privilege being part of this team and network. I also want to thank some of my dear friends, Kristen, Michelle, and Mary, who have supported me every step of the way. You have been unfailingly good to me. I can't wait to see what every one of us accomplishes in the future, what kind of legacy we'll leave as Justin and Ben have so fearlessly done. Thank you.